Right then, this is a walk around video, and this is for a Fiat Panda 1.2 Lounge. Really lovely little car actually. Covered just 41,000 miles. I'll just go around the car for you. The front of the car is actually very clean. Bumper very clean as well. Bonnet, can't see any obvious marks on there at all, no major sort of scratches or chips. Near side of the vehicle, really clean in the panels to be fair, no indentations, they're obvious. Near side front alloy, a little bit of curbing right on the outside edge. I said indentations, I did see a tiny little one, just trying to pick up on it. Oh, there it is, and it is pinprick, just there, it's absolutely tiny. There's also just a little mark on the wheel arch there, which should easily be touched in, but it's the why we do it. She's had very good tyres on the front, brand new tyres fitted on the back very recently. And the back of the car, again all very clean. Little mark just here, looks like it should easily touch in or just polish, but I'm being really nitpicking. Offside of the vehicle, driver's side, again very clean. The sun's come out, which makes it all very glary unfortunately. And then final alloy, again very good, just with a little bit of light curve right on the outside edge. It is a really pretty car, this one. Let's go into the back of the car now. All looks very good indeed. So I do apologise, the sun's out today, but I'm under pressure to get these videos done, so I have to do them when I can. Let's come into the front. Again, apologies for the shadows, but again generally a nice condition. A really lovely styled interior, as Fiat tend to do. So inside the car now, engine's running through this section, so the dashboard can be seen illuminated. Quite a unique looking dashboard, as everyone will know which has seen the Pandas, which looks absolutely fantastic. It's about as charming as it gets. Dashboard there, 41,149 miles, and just a low fuel light on currently. Right then, this is a quick road test video, and this is for a Fiat Panda 1.2 Lounge. This car is registered ND62SBV with a mileage of just 41,149 recorded. The reason we do these videos is essentially so that if anyone is looking at our cars that are advertised online, they get to see the car they're looking at actually in operation. And we feel it's very important as a company, because we know, unfortunately to our cost, just how frustrating it can be to go and see a car which, whilst it can look perfectly good in the photographs and in the description, when you get there and drive it, you find out there's an obvious fault which shows up whilst driving the vehicle. So that's why we do it. We also do it on these very quiet country roads. These are very close to our premises. And the reason for that is that this actually forms part of the road test route anyone would go on, and so hopefully then it'd be representative of what you'd feel yourself should you be offered a test drive in the car. So as you'll know from our website, we sell predominantly Honda with some Lexus cars. We're sort of Japanese through and through. Lady bought a Honda CR-V from us. Obviously we take part exchanges in, as with this one, but they're treated in exactly the same way. So that's why we do the videos of them. But it's a very nice car, I have to say. The engine starts absolutely instantly and settles to completely smooth, even idle. There are no warning lights aside from a low fuel light currently on the dashboard, and temperature gauge running at a half, which by all accounts is exactly where it's meant to be according to Google. But it's a very nice engine. It pulls much more lustily than you may give it credit for, but very smooth and quiet. It really is surprisingly quiet, this car. The whole thing, it's just really relaxing to drive. I've never driven one before. I've driven old Pandas, but they were sort of bouncy, tinny little things. This is quite the opposite. It feels much more substantial, but the engine feels great. Clutch likewise, bites perfectly, lovely and smooth in operation, very well judged. so all good there. Gearbox, you've got a 5-speed manual gearbox. Again, you know, Fiats of old, I used to really struggle with their gearboxes. I never really got on with them, but this is really nicely done. It's quite short in throw, it's got a nice action to it, feels nice and slick going into the gears, but everything feels really tight on the car in terms of the gear change. You know, I can't imagine when it was new it would feel any different to this, because that's absolutely lovely. Steering on the car, again, just shows how far cars have come over the years, because it obviously power steering as you'd expect, but very nicely weighted. It's not one of these where, you know, it's over light. I think there's a button there, you press city, so it'll make it, you know, really, really light if you want to. But in normal settings I am now, it's got a real nice weighting to it, so it makes the car feel probably bigger to drive or more solid than it actually is. It's just got a it makes the car feel very settled on the road. It's not overly sensitive, but it's typically Italian. It's very keen, but they've judged it very, very well, and it just feels really tight. It tracks dead straight. There's no vibrations at this speed or any speed up to the legal limits, so all are good in that respect. Chassis of the car, first thing you notice is just how comfortable it is. It rides very, very comfortably. Clearly designed with city driving in mind and sort of pitted or potted country roads, because it copes with them all really, really nicely. What I'm looking for on road test is like the bump about to come up here. There, it's a really nasty bump, that one, but that rides it better than probably any car I've ever driven across it in. It's very supple indeed, and there's no kind of nasty clonks or rattles coming from underneath the suspension at all. The whole car feels very, very tight. It really does. What I like about the chassis as well, there's a sort of sense of fun with the car. I mean, it likes to change direction. Sometimes you get a kind of sort of softly sprung one that can cope with the bumps. It then becomes kind of woolly and lifeless and wallowy. This is quite the opposite. It's really kind of keen to change direction. It manages to combine both really, really well, actually. Brakes on the car, just going to give them a bit of a shove, make sure no one's directly behind me, and make sure I'm not going quite around the corner when I'm doing it. Really powerful brake pedal on the car. What I'm looking for is that good initial bite, and it's definitely got that there, very powerful indeed, but also that they shouldn't exhibit any kind of pulsing or vibrations coming back through the pedal, and there's nothing at all. It's all absolutely spot on there. Coming inside the car, again, it shows how manufacturers have moved on over the years, because, you know, little Fiats used to be little rattle boxes, but it's quiet. There's no creaks, there's no groans, no rattles. It feels nicely put together, obviously very stylized, but actually really charmingly so. They like their squares, don't they, in this thing? It's square here, square there, square, 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 square. So that must be the theme they were going for, I'm guessing, but actually really works very, very well indeed. It's just a very pleasant place to sit and drive the car. Everything seems to be working absolutely fine. As I said, there are no warning lights on. You've got a real nice radio, very sort of stylishly done. Heater works really nicely on the car, electric windows. As I said at the start of the video, it's only brief, but it really is just to show the car in operation, but to let you know if there's any issues that show up whilst driving. And there's absolutely nothing at all. It really, really drives very, very solidly on the road. I can't fault it. So, if you've got any questions about the car, as always, don't hesitate, do give us a call.